take this as permission. If you have a Twitch stream or you want to use my music in one of your videos or something, this is your permission. Go ahead and use the music.
Hello again, all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic, and I thank you for joining me again today. Okay, this is something a little bit different that I'm going to do. This is kind of like a reaction. This is Tom Macdonald, No Lives Matter. Now, I initially did this, I think, as my very first reaction video. And this was long before I ever had the 1,000 subscribers. And I had the copyright claim on it. And so I thought that you had to, you know, trim segment or whatever in order for me to be able to get to the 1,000 subscribers and monetize my channel. So when I did that, it muted the entire video. So that was down the tubes and I had to basically get rid of it. So it now no longer exists on my page. So I thought, I've been having a few people ask for it, and I can't just re-upload the video because the video has been completely ruined. So I thought I would just react to it. I love the song. I haven't listened to it in quite a while. I don't even remember what I said in the first video. So I guess I'll just do a reaction for you guys who want to see it. I don't even remember how long ago it was that I did the reaction to this video. It was a long time ago. So let's just give it another try and just see how it goes. So without further ado, let's just get into it.
Hip-hop diet is full of guys who cannot even rap. Facts. Media dividing us by colors, white or black. Facts. If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. Facts. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's...
Okay, now we know, especially in the past 2 years, and we know even more since I first reacted to this video, that these are all facts. The media completely divides us. The media completely lies, and now we are fighting against each other, which causes more division and more craziness, and kind of makes us feel like we're going backwards rather than forwards. We can no longer deny it, and I think even people who may have not agreed with this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, would probably watch this and go, yeah, I was totally wrong. Those are all facts. And I'd like to say also that Christians seem to be the ones that get attacked, and people like Ilhan Omar and the like are allowed to just spout racist, awful language with zero repercussions. But if there's a Christian who doesn't believe in abortion, it's like the worst thing ever. It's just so completely hypocritical, and at this point, it just annoys the hell out of me. I'm so glad there's people like Tom that can just lay it out on the line, and he doesn't care because he's independent, so he can't get canceled.
Get attacked. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it. Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We could unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections. Hey, the music we bump, all about shooting guns and doing drugs. Hey, whoa, the things that we want are promoted subliminally through the songs, like you need a fast car, you need designer clothes, you need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt, and go live at the club till you're broke.
That is what mainstream rap really is all about. And I like how he kind of makes a joke about it with his designer clothes that he's wearing and his grill. But for some reason, like, people have no problem with their kids listening to things like I've said before, like Cardi B, or there's so much trash out there that people let kids listen to. Miley Cyrus, like little kids going to Miley Cyrus concerts. She's not Hannah Montana anymore, and it's definitely not child friendly. And then, since I wouldn't have been able to comment on this in my first video, the monstrosity that was Christina Aguilera's recent concert, where she was wearing a Hulk costume with a green appendage strapped to the front of her. And this was apparently billed as a child-friendly environment. I don't even know where we are in the world right now that, you know, people are okay bringing their kids to these parades where there's S&M and naked people riding bikes, and I'm sure you've seen it. That's the mainstream now. And for some reason, people like myself who don't want my kids seeing this are seen as phobic of every sort. But yeah, this is what's pushed. You know, the importance of money, cars, partying, women. That's going to create really crappy human beings. And we're already seeing it happen because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So just let them do whatever they want. We're going to hell in a handbasket if we don't lock it up.
You need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt, and go live at the club till you're broke. It's all controlled by the elites. Put fake news all over our screens, convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact it's each other we need. Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
Just being white means that you're a white supremacist now. I mean, you don't even need to do anything. You can just be born and you're automatically have white privilege and you're a white supremacist, and you need to teach children in school that they are oppressive to minorities. That's the way it's going, and that's what's happening in our schools, and that is the reason that my children are not in public school. This is taught as fact when my children don't see that. My children play with other children that they get along with. It does not matter what color their skin is. And it didn't matter to me growing up, and it still doesn't matter to me today. But it's divide, divide, divide. This is what happens. And teaching children that things like this matter creates racism. And not only that, but when they say you can't do X, Y, and Z because of the color of your skin, that is 100% racist. When people like Joy Behar say, well, just wait until black people in this country get guns, then the laws will change. How is that show not completely 100% pulled off the air at that point? That is so racist. I can't even wrap my mind around the fact that they get away with it simply because they're liberal. These people are so out of their minds. It's like so ass backwards. I don't even get it. I'm rambling. It makes me so angry. All I can do is laugh at this point.
You a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
That is 100% what is happening. Eventually, no lives matter. I understand the premise of Black Lives Matter. I understand that they want to feel like they are heard. The problem is that the movement got hijacked by complete crazy people. Then there was the organization, which basically laundered money and did nothing for the Black community. There are 100% people out there who suffer due to government overreach, government programs, but to constantly tell them that they will never get ahead because of the color of their skin, do they not realize that that is oppression? You are oppressing somebody, telling them that they are less than you. You're literally telling them that white people have it so good that a person of color will never be able to get up to that level. It's absolute lunacy when we had somebody in the White House for 8 years who was a person of color, somebody who was in the highest office that you can possibly be in this country. And yet somehow he got there and he wasn't held back by Whitey. And he's so right. Eventually, no lives matter because everybody's fighting against everybody else. And that's how the elite like it. That's how they get votes. And that's how they continue to get the votes of people who think they're going to keep on getting the free stuff. Bring all the illegals into the country, promise them something, and then those people will vote. But the ironic thing is that the majority of Hispanic people that I know who have come to this country are conservative. They are for family values. They are pro-life, and they are pro-America because they came to this country for a better life. So I think that eventually it's going to kick him in the butt and it's going to backfire. And gosh, I'm sure hoping so anyway.
Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Freedom's dead. If you have an opinion, take it back. People hate the president. If you don't, then you trash.
Well, obviously this is when Trump was the president. It's really funny because it's like, even if you just liked certain policies of his, immediately you were labeled a racist and Islamophobe and a homophobe. And the most hilarious part is that he's the only president that went into office pro-gay marriage and pro-LGBTQ. They take everything out of context. They love to get those little snippets and vilify people, and yet, you know, when good old Brandon does it, he's labeled a hero. People are laughing at us. Other countries are laughing at us. It's a joke at this point, and the fact that one president can do one thing, get called a racist, when Obama said the exact same things about illegal immigration. I mean, you can go back and find videos where it was almost word for word. The whole Yes We Can movement, he did nothing for this country. We can't afford insurance for our family anymore because of his policies. If Brandon does any of the stuff that Trump did, it's just not even talked about. So, you know, imagine if somebody in Trump's family, like his son Barron or, you know, Donald Jr. did something that Hunter Biden has done. The left would be bald by now because they would have pulled out all their hair. But it's just brushed under the carpet. There's so much to unpack in all of this that, you know, it would take a 3-4 hour conversation just on one topic. But you all know where I'm coming from. It's absolute lunacy in this country. There's so many sheep. People just follow along because they think they're doing the right thing. And oh, guys, I just can't. I just can't with these people.
Take it back. People hate the president. If you don't, then you trash. Indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap. The government abuses us. It's all part of the plan. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included.
Non-black humans who don't feel included. Like I said, it's a valuable movement to have everybody included in the same capacity and have equality for everyone. Yes, of course, we all want that. Who wouldn't want that? But it's the same thing that happens with, you know, the Women's March, and eventually you don't want equality, you want superiority. And that's what it turns into. No person is more important than another person. For some reason, they see all lives matter as being a bad thing. But all lives matter includes Black lives. So why can't we say all lives matter? I saw a picture the other day where it said Black lives matter, Asian lives matter, women lives matter, or something. And then the quote underneath was, starting to sound like all lives matter. So you can say Black lives matter, and Asian lives matter, and Indian lives matter, but don't say white lives matter, and don't say all lives matter. even though they're literally saying everybody's life matters except for white people. It's like drain bramage. People have holes in their heads and it's just, everything's just all running out. There's nothing left. This is the real zombie apocalypse. Yep, I've decided.
Matters a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. All colors fall under laws to govern the whole country and we all suffer. We're all broke and nobody recovers until we accept that we're all brothers. Hey, the music we make, all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa. We watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What?
Yes, exactly right. So, you know, just watch the news, nod and smile, believe everything that your friends tell you on Facebook, and then go and listen to music about doing drugs and go watch your Kardashians and talk about their fake butts. Because we live in the Twilight Zone, you guys. You know what I want? I just want some property and I want my chickens. Have a little garden. All this superficial stuff, none of it matters. None of it. But he's right. The government loves the chaos because it means that they can keep our eyes glued to whatever BS they're shoveling while they launder more of their money and give billions and billions away to other countries and then slowly siphon it back to their bank accounts. This is how the world runs. And we, the little people, have zero ability to change that because it's been that way forever.
Get what you came for. You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can't break away from. They control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation. The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system. Screaming.
Yes, Tom, that is facts. More facts. And that is what is happening to the younger generations. I've never in my life heard such lunacy being taught in schools. Things that absolutely do not matter to children. You're there to do your job. You're there to teach them reading, writing, and arithmetic. End of story. I never once had any clue about my teachers' lives outside of school unless I literally met their spouse or they wore a wedding ring. The only time I ever knew was once when I was 19. I worked at a daycare and I ended up being the carer for 2 of my science teacher's children. I didn't even know he was married or had kids until I was out of school and I worked at that daycare. Kids don't need to know what teachers do after school. They just don't. It's all part of the plan, right, Tom?
The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
The music will make you dumb.
Yes, it will.
The media makes you hate.
Yes, it does.
And they control them both.
Yep.
There ain't no escape.
Nope.
They put the world in a state of chaos. Economy crashing and massive layoffs. Black against white or it's left versus right. Divide and conquer and control is the payoff.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter.
Blood has splattered. The riots, the peaceful protests where nobody got hurt, this is exactly what they want. You see pallets of bricks randomly right next to areas that just end up having riots. Yes, the music will make you dumb because very little of it has any messages like Tom's. And the media will make you hate. But there is an escape. It's called turning the news off. I don't watch mainstream news. I don't trust anybody who has a vested interest or could possibly make money off of my medical decisions. I don't trust any of it. I will live my life exactly how I want to. None of those decisions are going to be made because I was watching a news program. So that is one little tidbit I will give you. That is your escape, is to turn off the news, because shows like The View, CNN, and occasionally even Fox, it's all trash. I'm constantly surprised, but I shouldn't be, that people still just eat it up, and that there are certain shows that are still on and still allowed to say the BS that they say. I mean, Roseanne had her entire livelihood and her show taken away from her for one little tweet, and yet Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg and Sunny, what's her name, can say whatever they want. They've still got a show. Like, the double standard is disgusting to me. How long is this video going to be? I talk too much.
Lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Oh, there's sweet little Nova. That is probably like one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite videos. Nova is so talented. I absolutely love this video. I love the funny little facial expressions he makes as he like hides back in the grass. And you know, these songs, this is what Tom has become so good at, is that he can just, it's like he writes poetry that it's like it hits so close to home, and it's so truthful, and how anybody could listen to it and not agree boggles my brain. Coming from another country to this country, you only know what you lived in your own country. And so coming to this country, I had a lot of ideas about things that have completely changed since I've lived here. And, you know, I still hear the same stuff echoed back from my family that lives in Canada. And then I realize that they have no clue about living in the US. None of them have ever lived here. None of them have ever seen on a daily basis the things that are happening in this country. But now, you know, my beloved Canada has gone, I personally think it's gone tits up. I don't know if that country is salvageable. It seems like the government there is even more corrupt than the one here. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But it's really breathtaking to see the change in Tom. And like I said, this is one of my favorite songs. I love listening to it again and sort of reliving those thoughts. But then at the same time, it's like I get so annoyed. Let's be real. There is nobody in this country who is going to agree 100% with everybody. But there's also people who think on the left that let's pass this law, or let's agree with this law. Let's be a business that agrees with this, and let's advertise it like they're not going to lose any business. 50% or more of the country does not agree with you. So I think, first of all, businesses need to stay out of politics, because it doesn't look good. It doesn't bode well for your business. And I have said this to a few different people. I would love to see over the next few years the earnings of these companies who have gone woke, because I'm almost willing to bet money that they are going to make a lot less, and they're going to lose a lot of business, because half the country thinks completely differently than the other half of the country. So if you're going to side with one half, you're going to lose the other. So go woke, go broke. And that's about all I have to say about that, or else this video will be 4 hours long. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. My reaction to this awesome song. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.